This video is going to cover the basics of split testing and multivariate testing with ActiveDEMAND's email marketing platform. As a marketer, we're constantly trying to improve our performance, get better click-through rates, get better conversion rates, and really sell more products and services and increase the retention of our existing clients. The typical approach of improving campaign performance is to execute a campaign, look at the results, try to change something different for the next campaign, measure the results, do comparisons, etc. The challenge with this approach is that it is time consuming. As if you have a large contact database, the reality is you can do multiple tests with every single email campaign using multivariate testing. The concept of split testing is very simple. We have two versions of an email. We vary one specific element between the two versions, send each version to a subset of the total contact database, watch to see what the impact is with the variance between the two versions is on, say, click-through rates, open rates, or conversion rates. Multivariate testing is exactly the same as split testing, but instead of looking at two specific versions, you're using multiple versions of the email, varying different components of the email, and again, trying to achieve some specific experiment goal. To do the split testing in ActiveDEMAND, it's very simple. You create your email marketing campaign, and then up in the left you see this button, Create Alternate Version. This is how you instigate a split test. So we have our email completed, and let's say with this test we're going to try to understand the impact of the pre-header text on our open rates. So the first version, we're going to have no pre-header text. The second version of the email, we will have some specific pre-header text. And really what we're trying to do is understand the impact of the pre-header text on the open rates for the email. So we've created our entire newsletter here, and it's important to do this step first, as once you create an alternate version, it's really making a copy of your existing email and allowing you to make some types of changes to, again, experiment on the impact of a specific element from the email. So again, we're going to try to test pre-header text. I'm going to click here. I have my email campaign all ready to go. I'm going to create an alternate version here. And I'm going to say this is a candidate in a split test, and this next version is going to be called with pre-header text. So once you've created the second version, you'll see there's a new element to the accordion that's created down here called split test. Here's where you're going to have access to both of the versions of the email that you've created. One version being the default, which was what we started with, and we'll name this without pre-header text. And of course, the second version, which is the one we've got selected and we're editing here, is the one with pre-header text. The idea with the split test here is we have two versions, one with pre-header text, one without pre-header text, and the experiment we're going to actually perform is going to see how pre-header text impacts unique opens. So what we're going to do is take the entire contact database, we're going to send to 10% of the list, and again we can choose this here, 10% of the list, so 5% is going to get one version, 5% is going to get the other version. Then we're going to wait 8 hours and see which of the two versions has a better open rate. So the version that has the best open rate will be sent to the remainder of the list. What's important to understand is you have to ensure that you have enough data to make it statistically relevant. So if your list is big enough, of course you can send to 10%, and 5% is actually enough data to actually truly determine what is the impact, for example, of pre-header text. With a smaller list, you're going to have to increase the size of the percentage that you're doing the test with. And you may want to as well increase the time here as to how long you're going to wait before you conclude that the test is actually been concluded. So to edit these, again, you just pick the specific version here. You can flip back and forth with the two versions, etc. So once you have your campaign set up, you'll be able to edit the split testing by going in and editing the email. Or you can also look between the two versions just by clicking this drop down here. So the concept is simple. You create two versions of an email, you vary some element between the two versions of the email, and you're trying to determine what that impact that variance has on the outcome of the campaign. Multivariate testing is the same as split testing, only you're creating multiple versions of the email, trying to see how multiple versions or multiple changes to a specific element, what the impact has, again, on the outcome of the campaign. So hopefully with this video you've seen multivariate testing, very easy to set up and perform using ActiveDEMAND's email marketing platform.